Everyone has like all these ideas about businesses. Fucking go and do it. I reckon we can do minimum 500k this year. Next year, I reckon we can do about 2 million. I'm so competitive. I've always been that sort of bloke who always wants to win at everything I do. So I want this to become the world's biggest fucking hydration brand.
On this week's episode of The Lock-In, we sat down with Henry, co-founder of Sult, the UK's fastest growing hydration brand. Henry talks us through his social playbook, what it's like to build in public, and even rejects an investment attempt from Jack live in the pod. This is a wild one and one not to miss.
We need to build this, every element in front of everyone.
You started doing it before you ever had a product. I've never seen anyone do that before.
Every episode needs to be watchable. Every bit of content needs to be meaningful. We weren't here to enter the market, we're here to change it.
It was mental to think I'm going to build the biggest hydration brand in the world. You have to be delusional.
It's delusion until it's true. And then when it happens, everyone goes, you're a fucking genius. Yeah. You'll know I'm just delusional. If we were to do a deal right now, 2 million valuation.
I'd say no.
3 million valuation.
I'd say no.
Would you?
100%.
Ah.
I don't want money.
I know you don't want money, but you want our money.
This is like generally the most like Irish thing I've ever seen in my life. It's like Guinness during a conversation.
Not sure about these though.
What are they?
No, they're baby Guinness.
Baby Guinness.
Yeah.
Have you had baby Guinness?
I have. What's
Yeah,
actually
it's
in Baby
good.
Guinness?
Baileys and Kahlua.
Kahlua. What's that?
Yeah, Kahlua is kind of like a coffee liquor. We started with them. I don't want to leave them sitting there like.
Thank you, mate.
Are we?
Cheers,
Thanks,
mate.
mate. Thanks for coming on.
Cheers, mate.
Cheers, guys.
Pleasure,
Nice
lad.
to meet you.
Yeah.
Pretty tasty,
They're
isn't it?
delicious, aren't
No.
they? Yeah, no.
What's your plans tonight?
Mate, I'm actually going home. I'm trying to avoid booze. No, I called my parents earlier. I was like,
He's going to bring you down to his level.
Can we get another round of them, please?
We met you guys a couple of months ago. Absolutely buzzed off you. Realized that we wanted to get you onto a podcast. Things have gone really, really well for Sult since you guys have launched. So I think you've made like a real splash in not just like the UK supplements market, but in particular with like the whole hydration scene over in the UK, which has become a little bit saturated.
yeah.
First thing I wanted to talk about was just why you decided to go into that market to begin with. Just give us the kind of origin story
No, I
for
think that's
Sult.
pretty much that's why.
Yeah.
It's so saturated, which means there's a huge opportunity for it.
Yeah.
And then everyone else looking at who was doing a pretty crap job, in my opinion. That Guinness has gone straight to my head. Anything intellectual has just gone straight over. Right, let's try and think like fucking.
Put my face on,
Yeah, so basically, I mean, the whole thing was like electrolytes and hydration has been predominantly sort of advertised for athletes, like gym bros, blokes sweating on the treadmill, nothing really in between. Then seeing the likes of like Trip make brands, sort of branding sexy and the marketing sexy by making like a gloopy green product cool and sort of you want to be a part of it. They're like my hero brand I always look at, so I fucking love those guys. And then I started consulting and I was like, right, I'm sort of helping these brands do that. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure I can do that if I actually tried. So then I thought, right, let's give it a go, but targeting that sort of like middle market. Like Millie defined it as a middle market. It's like, I'm not sure if it's actually definition, but it's like perfect to describe what we're after. Which like people who like to keep fit and healthy, but like also sit here with Guinness. And I don't think anyone was really nailing that market. So I think we've kind of gone after a slightly grey zone, but in a slightly different way. Does that answer your question?
No, it does, because like I remember like 7 or 8 years ago, you had like the supplements, like the fitness supplements market, and you had protein and you had creatine and you had BCAAs, and they were totally marketed as like gym bros to a certain extent. And you had Ghost, who came along and basically said, you know what, we're actually going to make all of these supplements more accessible to just the everyday Joe. And all of a sudden they start doing brand collaborations with the likes of fucking esports teams and stuff like that, which just hadn't been done before. So like, I am the guy who far more than going to the gym, I'm drinking pints, I wake up hungover the following day and I want to figure out how do I cure that. And it's kind of like figuring out a way to actually find that balance. So it does make sense. So,
And I think on that point, like there's a few brands who just go directly for that market. So they go for like only hangovers or only the sort of, but like we're openly saying it's like, you know, I try and keep it fit and healthy as much as I can, but I'm not going to say no to a nice drink. So
what do the early days of the business look like? So obviously you spot this gap. When does Millie come on board?
So
and tell me the story about how you and Millie meet. Which is
it's a
really
funny one. So we met on Hinge. Such a stupid brand story. It's so dumb. And I wish I was lying, and I wish my girlfriend probably thinks I'm lying as well, but it's just true. She hates it, but we also it's just how it happens. So it's cut through the shit. So we met on Hinge, and then we just like nothing really happened. But I was always like, you're really good at storytelling. Like I've never met anyone like her at storytelling. It's crazy. No. So I obviously started building the brand, like the very like core foundations, like the boring parts, just like understanding pricing structure, all that really incredibly boring stuff. So I was like carving the rough sort of like market. And like very early on, I realized that Millie would be like quite a key part of this. So messaged her. I was like, right, I got a plan. I want to meet. And she
this
was
is
like,
a few months after you've met on Hinge.
Months. No, this was like 3 years after we met on Hinge.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I was at a brand before for 2 years.
Yeah.
And then we sort of did a bit of work together there. But no, it was like a case of like I needed someone in that space that I could like fill in terms of the storytelling. So yeah, like I was like probably like 2 months into building it. I was like, let's get someone else in to be a co-founder. So I messaged Millie and she was like, yeah, let's meet. Obviously, she had no idea why I wanted to meet her. She was probably like, who the fuck's this guy? But then we met.
He's been stalking me for the last 3 years.
You're doing the worst of this.
It's like my makeup videos.
It's weird. Keep watching it. It's fucking retweeting it. But no, the funny thing is I messaged her, then forgot to reply for 2 months. So I was like, fuck's sake, mate. That's your only job. So I replied, I was like,
You're good at that as well,
yeah. You're really good at that.
We'll get into that though, don't you worry.
So I messaged her and I was like, fuck, I'm really sorry, I forgot to reply. And then she was like, no, all good. And then met her and then she's like, you've caught me at a really good time. Like I really want to start a brand. And I was like, brilliant, let's do it. So it was really that easy to understand.
Unbelievable. So it's just really
Mate, it took like 2 minutes of pitching, which was crazy.
Other than like storytelling, what else like stood out about her that you were like, she's the perfect co-founder?
I mean, being very like, I'm sure it's fine to say this, but being very black and white. I was like, I need to have a girl co-founder because also like I'm erratic, I'm very like all over the place. She's the opposite. She's very like methodical and got her shit together. But no, she has like a skill set that I would never have. Obviously, she has an incredible following, very dedicated, storytelling, very creative. And like we want to be a social first brand and like find me someone who's better on socials. So it was one of those ones that was like, it was such an easy decision for me to make. I was like, it's her or kind of no one. So yeah.
Makes sense.
It's funny how much you've talked about how much you like her content style and the way she's nailed it. And it's funny when you have someone external to the brand talking about how if there was anyone I wanted to copy or I could, everything that she does is like...
It's black and white. Like it's so hard to describe it, like the way she can capture someone on a phone. Like, it's nuts. Like it's honestly like manipulation from the phone perspective. Like, it's like that. You're like, why have I just watched this whole video? Like it's crazy, and you have no idea why. And then you can go watch it again, and you can dissect it, and you're like, still don't quite get it. And do you know what I mean? It's crazy.
But like I find it amazing because like I think a lot of people are trying to do founder-led content these days, behind the scenes content, doing a really, really bad job of doing it. And what was really unique to you guys, and like we've spoken about you a lot, by the way, in the office. We're all drinking Sult all of the time. You shot the video with Shawnee a couple of months ago. What's unique is, one, you started doing it before you ever had a product. I've never seen anyone do that before. So was that a conscious decision, like
100%.
before you ever started the business?
You got to build a following before you have a product to sell to the following.
Okay.
And with the whole thing was sort of like building a why before the what. So like, you know, that was one thing that me and Millie had like initial friction about. She kind of wanted to come on when it was finished. And I was like, no, like we need to build this, like every element in front of everyone. Product or not product, like we need to show that we've actually just met, we're building a brand where we show what it is or not. It's building the relationship that we have, the brotherly and sisterly relationship, the funny communication, the feeling we give off, the fun like things we do. So it's all of like the small things that buy into that sort of mini Netflix series. Which I don't think any brand's ever done.
No.
So we were like, let's do that.
People are rooting for you so much, consuming your content.
That's when I knew we were on something. It was the emotional connection we then had. And I was like, fuck, we're on something here. And when people started saying that, I was like, we've got them. Do you know what I mean? Because no one gives a fuck about a brand. They care about the emotional connection to the brand. So we actually beat them towards it, which was like
What's the risk like doing that? I'm trying to think of why do more brands not do it. Does it just slow you down in that initial launch? But it's done this launch bigger.
It's harder. It's just harder because you're putting yourself out there.
Yeah.
And
It's harder, but the other way to think of it is like you're a brand starting out. You have no money.
Yeah.
Okay. And you cannot afford to bring in an agency to create a ton of content for you, or you can't afford to hire a content team. Figuring out a way to actually put founders front and center as the content creators of the business, it's one, the most effective way to build the content arm of the business.
100%.
And two, it's the cheapest way to do it.
But if you're thinking about the timing of it, not necessarily, I get the idea of the founder-led marketing here. I'm more thinking, why not maybe rush to get a product ready so when you start the content, you can sell straight away rather than building a community and building in public. If it's the same amount of time you get the product out, then it makes sense. But does it delay getting the product?
Well, no, it's more the fact that like, why wouldn't you do it 4 months before rather than just like dilly-dally 4 months? Yeah. Because, you know, we had like, I think we had like 15,000 in the waiting list before we even launched. Yeah. So you build up the customers. Yeah. Well, if you build the customers before the product, then all that work's done before that.
Do you know what else? It's also now tied to sales.
Yeah, exactly.
Whereas when you start doing it pre-product, now it's like you're following the journey here. The second you start selling something, everything changes. And like the person that I've seen actually do it well lately is a buddy of yours, Grace Andrews, we had on a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
Left our CEO, obviously had like some ideas around what she wanted to go and build.
Yeah.
But she has just like completely thrown herself into this world of being like basically building in public before she even has a fucking idea what the business is going to be, and it's really raw, and that's why everyone's just.
But do you not
like,
think that's also why it works? Is because
it
like,
is,
when you know or if you're already successful before doing it, there's a slight level of sort of inauthentic sort of nature by it. Yeah. Like naturally, whereas you don't know what you're doing, people see through it.
Yeah.
And also like consumers and viewers are more aware than ever. Yeah. So, I just think it's black and white now. Like if you see it like that, you realize like, right, the people who are actually faking it are faking it, and those who are not, purely because of the way they're talking about it. Like it's so clear, so obvious. Just like if you're watching a fucking film, like you clock it, like this guy's not real, he's a fake, he's gonna do something. It's that simple on social media now. It's honestly so clear.
Behind the scenes series, like there's a few fashion brands that are doing it at the moment, like Represent have started doing it after the fact, or Cole Buxton do it as well.
Nude Project
do loads of it. Like they're all great, but I haven't seen, you guys and Grace are the only people I've seen that are actually doing it in real time, like really frequent updates and good content on what you're up to, but what are we actually selling? And I think like one of the really valuable things from that has been your community's really been able to shape
100%
what you're doing.
Yeah, it's quite sick. Yeah, I mean, like, even like the box, like that slogan, well, that trademark is now a trademark due to the community. Like we were like, should we trademark this or something else? And they're like, no, go trademark that one. Yeah. So we owe it to those guys, like, which is really cool.
Yeah. Beyond the community, okay, so like the content strategy that you guys have, it feels very real time, really genuine, which it is. But nothing ever feels like it's been planned.
It's not. Yeah.
So tell me about like
so stressful.
Yeah, like day to day. Are you guys just looking to capture like micro moments?
So
like
a great
figure out
example
everything?
is yesterday.
Yeah.
So we went out to a manufacturer to print out the sachets. So it's like a sheet, right? We filmed 10 pieces of content in that one day. So we filmed one up the train on the way there, a YouTube up there, then 10 ads, then there's a plan of November, then how to make the sachets, then the rebrand. This is all done like, fuck it, should we just film then? And they're like, yeah. And it was literally like,
so you're just capturing shit
balls
and
to
like
the wall.
capture it.
Yeah. And we have the whiteboard that we bring everywhere. We stick it on the wall and be like, right, this is our plan, bang, 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 because that's honestly how it works, the startup. Like, and then what we do is we then make that, put it into a video, put it in a carousel, make it into an email, blast it everywhere. Like, it's creating content and repurposing it 10 times more than it should be done. But no, it's utterly chaotic.
That's you and Millie putting all of this together.
I drive Millie mad. Yeah. She fucking hates me.
That's what you're meant to do, by the way.
But like, it's
Say
like,
that again.
It's like we have an idea. I was trying to find something. We have like Google Docs, and it would be like, right, video 1, video 2, video 3, video 4. That's the plan, and then we get to it, we do none of it, and do something completely different. Yeah. It's like, this doesn't feel right, because when you plan it, it's like, ugh, We're the same as every other brand. So yeah, it's chaos.
But it's like you go into any given month and you obviously have an idea that, okay, over the course of this month, we have these different things that we're going to be doing.
Yeah.
In your head, is it just a case of let's capture these and figure out after the fact what the content might be?
Yeah.
Or do you ever know going into something, this is the piece that we want to create? Because that's the difficult thing about creating founder-led BTS content is you kind of never fucking know.
Yeah, this is a consulting job now. So
No, I know what you mean. It's difficult because like you have to capture the present, the past, and the future.
Yeah.
And at that given time, you can't think about the future because you're focusing on now. So it's kind of like a bit. That's where Millie is so good at the present, like so good at the present. I don't do present. I just think I understand how to because I'm too balls deep in getting something done. And then the past, we just scrap off half the time. We're like, man, it's happened.
Doesn't matter,
It's now not authentic if we talk about it because it happens. We just don't talk about it. And then the future is like, right, like, when is this going live? Months?
6 weeks from now, maybe.
Easy. So we're launching in Boots. So we haven't signed anything yet, but like we've got a whole Boots series coming and we've got it all sorted. So we're like, you know, we've already videoed half the first call, second call for. This is where like Millie is just so fucking strategic. Like she has it's all ready. Like how we're gonna do it. So like we did the first video where Millie posted it on her personal the other day, being like, "It's game changing. It could like change Sult forever." So we just seeded that, like just that. I haven't given away anything else, who it is with, what kind of stuff. But yeah, but it changes every week. Like if we then can't do something, we just don't do it because like you can't fake this shit. Sadly, no. And like
Sorry, that's also the reality of just running a business, though.
Yeah,
you kind of don't know what's coming around any corner, and you're figuring shit out in real time. Yeah. And I kind of love that. That's the content strategy to a certain extent. Is just we're going to be true to ourselves and just figure shit out in real time.
When you look at the stories, they're literally like the most B-tech stories. Like every brand would like color grade all the stories. They're like, sweet story.
Man, your stories are like WhatsApps and FaceTimes of you guys chatting to each other, just been like, let's do this, let's do that. I think that's what makes the whole thing feel real is you don't feel like you're actually just looking at a brand story. You feel like you're in there. You're in there. You're looking at shit you shouldn't be seeing. Showing numbers, showing messages to each other, showing things that are going on before they actually happen, where people kind of
showing
feel like
things that went wrong that you're not meant to show to the public.
You're a fly on the wall.
Yeah.
And people are they're obsessed with being a fly on the wall, almost like Big Brother. Yeah. 20 years ago was this new thing where all of a sudden there's a camera in the corner of a room and you're just watching real people do real shit. Yeah. And now we have just become obsessed with, I think we've become obsessed with, how can we get behind closed doors and get access to things that are going on with our favorite influencers, our favorite brands. And I think you guys are doing a really good job of making that playful.
It's a good point. I mean, we sort of say it as like we're a mate, not a brand.
A friend. Like, nice.
Do you know what I mean? Like we don't ever want to be a brand. We want to be a friend. Like a friend in the group chat, a friend on whatever it is. And I guess that's what you said there, pretty much, isn't it? It's like we don't want to be that polished brand. There's a pillar in our content that's polished. That's like the sick cinematic content that serves as a brand building piece, not anything else. Otherwise, like, you know, none of our stories, as you said, like it's all very much BTS, like very scrappy, very raw, because that's what it is building a brand. You know, even these, I mean, Apple. Let's be honest, they're probably having some weird conversations on Slack.
Imagine, how weird it is in there now.
Yeah, but they're still having these conversations, but no one knows about it. Probably in China somewhere, but it's still happening. Do you know what I mean? With 4-year-olds replying, but like they're still having these conversations, and it's like. It's crazy how those conversations are not seen by anybody until you get, not this phone's fucking old and crap, but like the new phone, beautiful. Like I would love to know the journey of that phone. Yeah. Like as a consumer, I would love to know. And I think that's actually maybe something that they should think about.
Yeah. But you know what's funny? You saying it here now, being like, this is the most obvious thing in the world. Whenever you have someone who knows something that's true, that no one else does, they have so much confidence in it. They sit there going, obviously this is the best way. Obviously I should build a following before I sell a product. And when you say it, I'm like, yeah, man, of course. Yeah. But what it really is the fear. Yeah. It's always the fear. Because if we really break it down, imagine Apple turning around and being like, what are we doing about AI? Well, we don't want to show anyone.
Yeah, true.
Because what if we fuck it up? Yeah. What if we make the wrong move? We don't want them thinking badly about our brand because it's too important.
With Boots, if we're still going to document it if we fail it. So we're still going to post about it and be like, we've fucked this up. We're actually not going to launch.
Yeah.
But we're still going to post about it and be like,
I think that's what you said earlier, which really struck with me is you said we ignore the past. Whereas in my head, if I was doing this, I'd be like, I'll only show people what happened in the past because I know the outcome already. So I'll show them that boots journey, but I'm showing them fucking a month later because I know where it ended. Whereas if you're doing it in the present, you don't know what the future is, you don't know the outcome, so you just have to fucking dive in.
That's because you're a little data nerd. All he has is the past. Give me the numbers.
you're on the firing line today,
I know,
mate.
mate. I used to sit over
He's
there.
got the matrix screen in front of him.
A data nerd and a left back.
A slow left back.
Unbelievable.
Sorry, but as much as anything, we want to see failure. As people, I think we're finally beginning to realize that Instagram and social media over the last 10 years, it has been this journey of people have been obsessed with lifestyle brands where everything goes right.
Curation.
Right? Curation. Like look at, our favorite brands. Look at Represent. Look at Cole Buxton.
Look at new projects. Look
Look at new
whatever.
projects. Everything is about we're in this incredible location doing these really cool things. You know what I mean?
Wait till we have money,
And if you and if you wear our clothes, this is going to be you too.
That's not fucking life though. You know what I mean? So people want something that they can actually cling on to. And like one of the things that I think
to your target audience, sorry to interrupt there, but like that's actually such a good point because we're not going after that audience, like the represent audience. Like we're not, because like every brand has an expiry date, and ultimately so will Sult at some point. And I'm very open to know that. But like it's a case of like, what can we do that's be so consistent for the longest amount of time that isn't bullshit? Like you see these brands having to evolve because they become shit, basically. Yeah. We will never need to evolve our content strategy because it's like, we don't think about it, it's what we do. Yeah. It's like our YouTube. Like I had all these brands like fucking Minted New York, Nude Project as a YouTube series. And I was like, this will be so inauthentic if we try to do this. It'll be so shit. Like it'd be like color graded and I'd be like, I would sit there with like ego being like, this is awesome, but it's not us. So like we're now doing YouTube on our fucking phones like this, like and it's gonna be scrappy and we're gonna try our best and we'll probably not post for 6 months, but we're still gonna give it a go. Yeah. So it's like the longevity in brands is when you see true authenticity from day dot to exit, whatever it is. And then when you see all these fucking brands come in doing shit that's trending, ciao. Do you know what I mean?
And people talk about all the time how startups come in and they take away from big corporates, but that's why. Because they're authentic and they don't give a fuck. And when you don't give a fuck, and why do the underdogs win? Because they don't give a fuck. The status quo doesn't matter.
Well, it's like we posted today about the Joe and the Juice video where we've got a billboard and Joe and the Juice, and I was like, fuck, that can get us sued. And I thought, nah, fuck it. But like, some big dog CEO will be like, no chance. The reputational damage is not worth it. And I'm thinking, actually, it's well worth it because if we try and get sued by them, we'll talk about trying to get sued by Joe and the Juice. That would look really bad on them. And I know they won't do it. Yeah, it'll be the best content. Yeah. I'm always waiting for them to be like, guys, we're going to try and sue you. And I'll be like, okay, we're going to talk about this. Because everyone will be like, fuck you, Joe and the Juice.
What did you do with Joe and the Juice, sorry?
We did a whole video where we got a billboard and like minute plates of their logos, being like, there's like, you know, the logos like this of them slumping. We're like, you're not tired, Joe, you're dehydrated. To try and get launched there. But like, it's spot on. Like, this is the issue. This is when I was at my previous job. It was just red tape, and I couldn't do anything creative. When there's big people in the room, they have to prove their worth by value add, and value add by nature is bullshit because there's no conception of value add. It should just be a case of whatever's the right idea, go with. You know what I mean? And that's not an arrogant thing at all.
No,
it's a case of like, if there's 4 of you, that's 24 less people to talk to. It's 4 conversations around a table like this. Who has the best idea? Sweet, we'll go. Probably won't be ordered, mate. Like, let's go with that. Do you know what I mean?
people are obsessed with taking credit for ideas. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I think you find that with big businesses and small businesses.
All the time. Or people.
Our people.
It's just people.
Yeah.
People want to take credit.
We crave recognition.
Yeah, my brother, he fucking loves taking credit for this. Loves. Yeah. Well, I mean, cut.
But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter who comes up with an idea, as long as it's the right idea.
As long as the idea gets picked, it's all that matters.
Yeah, that's it.
And also, the biggest thing is an idea is just an idea. Yeah. Execution is everything. So like, you know, what's that saying? Like, ideas worth a penny. Was it ideas worth whatever that is? It's so true. Like, everyone has like all these ideas about businesses. Fucking go and do it. Like, honestly, an idea is probably 1%. The execution is the rest.
So good ideas, all right. Creativity in general. I think a big thing with brands these days is I look at a ton of up and coming brands and I think there's like no creativity in the content that they have. Like a lot of the time they're just it's gotten really easy to just like go on socials, pick up like 4Play or another tool like that and see what is everybody else doing. And everybody is just a copycat when it comes to their content, yeah? Whereas I look at you guys, and to be fair to you, everything is very, very different and unique. So like, one, you obviously took a conscious decision to be authentic and creative in everything that you do, but where does a lot of that creativity come from?
We've got like a rule where like we look at everyone else and do the complete opposite. Like when we see these brands, it's like we weren't here to enter the market, we're here to change it. Because it's, as you said, I love going through Instagram feed because I'm like, this is beautiful. Like, what a load of shite. Like, you see all these brands doing stuff, and like, you know, some of the brands that you've had around the table are like doing some content. You're like, you laugh at it. You're like, right, that's ridiculous. And it's like, there's nothing meaningful about that content, but content for content's sake. And we never post content for content's sake. Like, we just don't do it. So if, let's say, 2 weeks that we haven't got any content, we just don't post 2 weeks because what's the point?
So interesting. So many people tell us like quantity is so important. Yeah.
No, it's like, what's his name? That fucking guy who has his nose thing. What's that guy? The Jack's guy.
Alex Hormozy.
Yeah,
Hormozy,
like there's a lot of shit that I agree with him, but like I don't agree with a lot of what he says. Like,
So
don't
you're happy to
post.
take a big 2 week break to say we've nothing to
If
post.
there's not content to post, don't post it. Like, there's no point posting something that's not gonna serve your brand or you well. What's the point? You know what I mean?
It sounds obvious when you
Again,
say it.
so
but
obvious.
Yeah.
Stop making obvious things.
Yeah.
sound
Or
obvious.
is 3 hours ago, I'm like, quantity, get it out there, churn it out.
Because also, like, you're then teaching your community to value shit when actually we should be providing them with goodness throughout. You know what I mean? As you described earlier, it's like a TV program. What if it's a bad episode? You're not going to watch it again.
Yeah.
So every episode needs to be watchable. Every bit of content needs to be meaningful. And then the creativity comes from that. Like, we literally have a WhatsApp group that just pings the whole time. Like, let's do this, let's do that, let's do that. And then the main thing is what we say is like, does that move the needle, or can that move the needle? And it's like, yes, no, right, no, back burner, yes, let's prioritize that. And it's like the creativity. I mean, look, we're shit at so much stuff, but we're quite good at being creative. Like, me and numbers is like, it's fucking hilarious to watch. And working that one out now is just like, you know, it's generally like comedic. But like with the creative side, like me, Millie, Alex, Sophie now, who's joined us, brilliant. It's like, we're so fucking creative, like so creative. And I can't wait to them fill the finance void. But like that's what we've got. And that's our unfair advantage, and we're nailing it. And that's what we've got against any other brand. It's product and creativity by far. It's a great mask. Thank you so much. And I think on that point, like, when you sort of, I had that during that sort of like consulting era. Oh, cheers, mate. It's being dangerous, isn't it? During the sort of like consulting era that I was going through, it was really, it's quite profound to realize that like you either have it or you don't. Like, I can't add up numbers. I can't work out in a sort of methodical way. Some people are fucking brilliant at it. Like, you sound like you're the data guy. Like, I can't do that, right? But I'm very creative. I'm very, like, if I have an idea, I will just do it. And it will be like, why have you done that above like all the other shit you need to do? I'm like, fancied it. See what I mean? But like, that's not good for a lot of business, but it's really good for where we're at now. And then I will be replaced at some point for doing a lot of the stuff that I can't do or doing it really badly. So will Millie. Like, Millie will have jobs that is not right for her at some point later down the line. But at this point now, I think we're one of the best brands going at doing what we're doing in the creativity aspect. But yeah, just learning it.
I also think you need to realize early days that like when you start a brand, okay, like at the very beginning, you need to do everything. You need to do the operational side of it.
Yeah, it's
But it's also, it's figuring out what your strengths are and hiring where you're weak is the biggest thing. You know, I mean, if your strength is in marketing and creativity, it just means you hire people on the ops side. Fucking make that a new advantage that you have, is getting great people in there.
What I'm really starting to learn now is like business and sport, there is so much synergy. It's like, you need to be a leader and you need to bring everyone on this journey of, we're going to fucking win the Champions League, whether you like it or not. It's not when, it's like, it's when we're going to win it. So it might not be this year, you know, we're growing at a good rate, but we're not winning, you know, but next year we're going to be a bit bigger, sweet. You know, we might go into like the second league, whatever. But at some point we're going to fucking win. Like, I know I am. And I'm going to bring on the team to do that. And you have to be such a fucking delusional idiot.
So delusional.
You have to be.
But you know what? It's delusion until it's true. Yeah. And then when it happens, everyone goes, "You're a fucking genius." Yeah. You go, "No, I'm just delusional."
It doesn't happen, as you said. You're just delusional and you're slightly weird. And it's like, Well, that's right.
It's true though, no?
It is true. I mean, to be fair, like you lads, you actually went and built the biggest rev financing business in the world at one point, which is kind of fucking mental.
It was very funny. I lived with one of my best mates, Guy Kieran Nealon, and we were living in his in
God, that's Irish.
Kilmacud, in the Scat. Okay, so his uncle's house, we were living there. And one night over about 5 o'clock in the morning, I was telling him, I'm like, and this is going to be $1 billion business. Okay. And I just started maybe a month, and he was like, you're it's like, it's 5 o'clock in the morning, and you've had about 4 bottles of red wine with me. And then it was about 2 years later, he turned around to me and goes, do you remember that story? Nah, don't remember it at all, man. What are you talking about? He's like, that plugged in my memory of how delusionally ridiculous you were, and then you went off and did it. And he goes, that's mental.
Yeah.
But for someone who worked at that
mental.
company
But
for
that
you, and you just touched on this, you spread that delusion to everyone though.
Yeah.
Like there was never a day where I didn't believe it was going to happen. And like that's what's important. Like if you believe it and you convince yourself to believe it and no one else does, you kind of are delusional. If you can get a full team behind you that's, oh fuck, he's right, we need to be on this.
But think
That's
of every good football manager ever. Yeah.
Jurgen
And
Klopp.
what Jurgen Klopp, Alex Ferguson, Ruben Amorim. What are they good at? It's culture. Yeah, like it's getting people bought into an idea of not just what you want a football team or a rugby team or whatever it is to be right now, but it's where you want to get them to. And it's no different to any business. Yeah, you're working towards not what is a 12-month goal. It could be a 5-year goal. It could be a 10-year goal. But a good entrepreneur is just so good at getting everyone rallied around working towards that.
I think the funny thing is, it's not a level of like, that can get very blurred with arrogance. It's not arrogant. Like you just have to by nature think like that. Otherwise you're not going to be the right person. And that's when you have all these sort of founders who just sort of fizzle out because they lose energy. And it's like, I will never lose energy. Like I wake up and I'm wired off my tits being like, I can't wait to nail this day. You know what I mean? I can't sleep. but like I'm in bed and I'm there like, like I can't wait to crack. Like there's so much shit that I want to do the whole time. And it's like, there might be a point where I'm like, oh, I can't be arsed, sack this. But I really struggle to find that point. Like I don't see when that happen. When it happen.
But you know how it is. The difference is you're delusional until someone asks you, and then you say something, like you said earlier, where obviously you should build a following and then come up with the product, and everyone around you goes, yeah, that's the most obvious thing. But if you're delusional, but then you say it and you back it up, and there's actually thought put in behind it, which in all proper entrepreneurial experience, there is a genuine thought. They're like, no, I know this is right because I had the problem, or I know this is right because I've been in the middle of all that for 5 years, and I just know this is the thing that should happen. And if that's the way your confidence level is so high, but it seems delusional when you say it in one sentence, but then when you explain it to someone why, and you sit there and go, this is why it's important, because X, Y, Z, and this is what I did, and everyone else has the same fucking problem. And so if I do this, this will work. And then they go, oh yeah, that makes complete sense. Yeah. And that's where the good businesses come from. Yeah. The bad businesses come from delusion with no actual real, true thought put in behind.
Also, where you're at, because you guys are so front-facing with everything that you want to do, that level of delusion that you currently have, which isn't delusion, you're trying to convince your customers that you guys want to completely change this entire industry. And everybody is getting bought into that because they're along with you for the journey. They actually want to see it happen, to say that it's kind of like when you discover this like music artist early days on Spotify, and you're like, I knew them before nobody knew them. When it's a brand, you're like, I was wearing them before nobody was wearing them.
UVU.
Yeah. It's like, it's
and then they come in and wear
the data
when data scientists are wearing it, you know you're fucked.
Do you know what that is though? London are always 5 years ahead.
And I was chatting to Jack this morning, and Jack, I was like, weren't you chatting to Henry fucking a month before Irish Fashion Week? And you were like, yeah, you're chatting to him about it.
Yeah, I was, but I actually never replied to him. I was like, I actually wanted to invest in the business too, and I never replied to him. But all said and done, this is the most normal thing in the world, because I cleared my WhatsApp like last week or like last month. There's my unread conversations. See the 228 up top?
Yeah, no,
That's not
disaster
messages,
territory.
that's-
Like,
I'm just,
That's
I
evolving.
just,
Like,
I'm shocking.
I like it though. I like it.
Yeah. So
I like it. It's always on. That's what I do. Like if you look at mine is constantly like this, and I just constantly ignore people. Like one,
I know.
like 139.
139.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mate,
Like, it's-
you're way
Hey.
too early in your journey to have fucking 139 on there.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm broke and I've got 100. I mean,
Actually, what's very funny is when we first talked, you were talking about how was talking to you about investing.
yeah.
And he turned around to me and he was like, so thinking of investing. And I was like, yeah, what's he suggesting to you of the terms? I think he was suggesting like a 500,000 valuation or something.
So I haven't spoken to him about this yet.
But I remember at the time turning around and being like, hey, no way you're doing that.
no.
And like, and then the conversation went on and I'm like, fuck, I've just bid against myself.
I was
But I would never, ever, ever do that. We were talked about earlier. And
I was like fucking rule number one with any valuation: you never go below £1 million. You just set that.
I think I said
that's your
that to you
floor.
on the day.
So like when I was speaking to him, I mean I still haven't told him yet. I mean hopefully we'll tell him at some point after this fucking thing goes live. But like you obviously know what he's like, right? I personally really like the guy. I really think he's actually a very nice guy. Obviously he's got his PR, which is fucking dreadful. But we've all been there. My younger years weren't great, but we've it's slightly better now. But and then obviously Salt started picking up, and then obviously his offer was like becoming less and less attractive to the point where now like I'd laugh at that. I'd be like, no chance, absolutely no chance. And like again, it takes a level of like delusion to think that like you need to be like no. Like I said no to Jamie Lang, Simon Squibb.
You say no to Simon Squibb? I
Yeah.
thought he came on board.
No, like we've not taken a single penny of investment. It's all bootstrapped. And that's made the story of Salt in a weird way.
All right. Question.
Yeah.
We're live now. Investment. Could we do an investment? Give us the pitch.
If you as like there was an investment, but that will be for the Salt cans. If we do release Salt cans one day, it will be a case of taking Salt to. I genuinely think I can bootstrap this brand. I genuinely think I can.
I believe
I love
it too.
that, by the way.
I believe
Like,
it.
I think
and
I
you
could.
should. But
Yeah.
therefore you should definitely take our money.
Yeah. It's one of those things where it's like I would love more money just to like A, fucking pay myself would be nice, but B, like just to like take this brand.
What's the fucking number, Henry? Come on, man.
We'll cut the numbers, okay? We'll cut the numbers.
At this date, I reckon we can do minimum 500k this year. Next year, I think we can do about 2 million minimum bootstrapped. So if we were then to do that like with money, I genuinely reckon we can get to every fucking boot store in the country, like generally like easily. And Humantra are fucking killing it in boots. If there was a number now, I'd be like, right, I'd give away 5%.
5% for what?
I don't know.
Go on, do it now. I'll send you
Now.
money right
What
now.
would your
If-
offer be?
At 5%. Go guy.
No.
give us
Not what I'm going to do. I'm not-
500 grand. Okay,
Let's-
5%.
yeah.
Yeah. You're
And
not-
also, do you know what's
do you
funny?
want me to write the numbers down? I know finance.
Yeah, but do you know what's funny? Like this is the stupid thing about like business in general. It's all fucking paperwork. It doesn't mean anything. And then
100%.
and the quicker you know that as a founder, the better.
Do you know what it
Yeah.
is? It's delusion.
Exactly.
It's why also there was always that saying that I always got tied to of a small amount of a big cake is way better than a big amount of a small. Yeah.
Says the whole
And- And that's just it.
Yeah.
Because that's what it all comes down to.
Like honestly, the
there's-
word equity
it-
has this stupid definition that it means any worth. It means nothing unless it exits, right?
What's your thing of the yes no? What's that called in data? Come on, you little nerd.
Boolean.
Boolean. Yeah. There's either a Boolean outcome, which means you either win or you lose.
It's true or false.
And in actual startups, you either win or you lose.
Yeah.
And there's no middle ground.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
It wins
and
or
so
fails.
therefore it doesn't really matter. You just have to either win. And that's it.
That's actually like a really fucking smart thing. It's literally the thing about startups is that the closer you look.
Fuck the start. What's your number, Henry?
Yeah, go on. What's the number? Go on. You tell me.
I generally wouldn't. Like the funny thing is, I'm now.
We're the best investors in the whole
No,
world.
George, we can give you this. We can give you
Depends what
this.
the metric is.
No, George's crazy.
give us a real
no,
number.
but George's
Go on.
crazy. No, George's crazy. Like right now, I'd actually say no to like nothing. Like I don't want money. Like I'm so confident in the
I
brand.
know you don't want money, but you want our money.
The
don't think
RTD drinks, the cans,
Yeah.
like, would you get them to market a lot quicker by taking on?
100%. Yeah.
Okay,
I think
how much? How much? For 5%, how much? 5%'s tiny. Doesn't matter. It makes no difference. You're 95%.
What would your offer be if you were saying right now 5%? You roughly the numbers. I've not updated your numbers. What they are.
If we said a 2 million valuation,
Yeah.
so 5%, 100 grand.
I'd say no.
If it was a 3 million valuation,
I'd say no.
Would you?
100%.
Fuck.
Well, what are they doing? 400k this year, 2 mil next.
and the reason
No, it'll be.
I think that's fair.
It'll be 500. And,
I'm in your corner here.
I think
no, but you also like I'm wrong. Like I'm wrong by definition. That you're
No, I
offering.
know.
Yeah.
The fact you don't need it means you're in such a good position to push it. Yeah. Sorry, Jack.
So that's no, man. I don't mind. I actually just save money because normally I give away and lose it. Okay, if it's 500 grand, so typically in a e-com business it'd be 2 to 4x.
That, you just said the word there.
revenue,
That's
and I
perfect.
said
you
that
said,
here.
You said typically.
But typically,
Yeah.
but you're early. Okay, so that's why I said 500 grand and 2 mil would be at the high end of typical.
Yeah.
And so that's why I said 2 at the start. I wasn't trying to actually fuck you. I was actually trying to be like reasonable. And so that's why I went 3. I'd probably do it 3. Would I do it at 5? Definitely not. Not a chance.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
no
so fair.
hope.
It's not,
No
even, it's not even worth 2. That's
Yeah.
the thing.
Yeah,
It's not
yeah,
even-
yeah. But I'd do it at 3. Yeah,
That's
I
bloody
would.
interesting, isn't it?
He'll transfer the money right now.
No. That would be a great podcast, wouldn't it?
It'd be a great pocket. It'd be a fucking.
Yeah, will I do it now?
Yeah.
0%. I'm in.
You got the minerals, mate. No, but it's an interesting one. Like, it's one of those things where we always speak about, do we raise money? Like, when do we do it? If we do it.
It's a tough call.
This isn't a fundraise. This is amongst friends.
This is family and friends, right?
Yeah. It's one of those things where, like, when we need it, it's like every time we buy stock, it's like a slight panic. Like, oh, I can't afford this.
Do you know what? There's a saying, okay? And the first person I ever worked for who was a billionaire, Irish guy, Liam Casey, who made all the Apple products and was doing billions and billions and billions in revenue, okay? And he always said, always take the money. And I'll tell you why he said always take the money. Because if you're a founder, you're probably good at selling. And if you're good at selling, you'll always figure it out. But you'll definitely always figure out if you've got a little more time.
What did you invest at Space Gazette?
So I actually invested at 1 million valuation with Matt. And it was funny. I was his first investor. When I first invested, it was actually a toothpaste brand. So it was he was Bite, you know, Bite?
Yeah, it was,
So
like
it's
that-
actually
yeah,
like
yeah.
a glass thing with like these like
Capsules,
bites,
and you bite them and
capsules
you-
and you bite them
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that's your toothpaste and then you brush your teeth. And that's what it was. And he launched the website and everything. And I gave him his first 150,000 sterling.
You're back in the horse.
And I was like, yeah, I'll give it to you for anything, mate.
So you have 10% Space Goods.
It was well, not. He's raised money since.
Okay,
Yeah,
you can
but
find
it.
yeah. Actually, yes, yes, I do.
Mm.
But yeah, that was off. He actually at the time had Neon Beach, and Neon Beach was a.
They were doing
They were flying.
10 mil?
Yeah, 12 mil.
Yeah.
And they were a customer of ours. So we were financing them. So he got in trouble and I just liked him. Like he was a great entrepreneur. And he got fucked. Got fucked real bad by a supplier that like just pulled a few million out under his feet. Yeah. Like I just love entrepreneurs. Love anyone that
Willing
wants
to risk it.
Yeah, that's why I live for.
Yeah.
If my life is encapsulating one thing, that's what it's encapsulating. And that's what I want in Ireland.
Also, what a
That's what I want.
fucking lovely way to think. A lot of people be like, fuck you, you've wasted my money. Like, but also like you to understand, like, you didn't know what you were going into. You didn't mean this in any way. And I trust you and I believe in you. And also like in the position that you were in, to take him in as almost like a bit of a fatherly figure. Like that's really cool.
But like, honestly, he's like encapsulates everything an entrepreneur should be.
Yeah.
Everything about him.
I'm
is
fucking in awe of that dude. Like he's got so many characteristics that I would ever dream to have.
I love that dude from the perspective of he like that thing went terrible, yeah? And it went terrible. And then the first thing when he, about a month off, I was like, go take some time off. And he's like, okay, I'm thinking of starting this thing. I was like, cool, here's 150 grand.
Also, sorry, what does it say about a bloke that he had 2 8-figure businesses that both went tits up? Both big businesses. And a few months off, he's like, I'm going again. That's the guy you back.
And did the exact same thing then the third time.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because
Not
it's
going
like
under, sorry.
he is
only a figure.
so
Sorry.
it's like he is he is every
The good
learning.
part.
Yeah, there's still time. Don't go to 0 this time, okay?
A lot of shit has gone well. You're at a great revenue number. A few months in, you've built up a massive social community. What's gone wrong? All right. What's been the biggest learning over the first 8-9 months of building Sult?
A lot's gone wrong in terms of just like, it's such minor things that are going to be, it's such going to be a boring conversation.
No, it's not.
But it's like,
because this is what people are into.
It's non-clickbaity things per se. It's like, there's just continually things that go wrong the whole time. It's the 1% add up to like the grand picture, if that makes sense. Like this month alone, delays in the flavor house, giving the flavor to the manufacturer. That's 2 weeks. Annoying, but nothing to talk about, right? Then you got the boxes. The material we use is that material. There's a fucking, national shortage of that sort of material, which means that the yellow that comes out is just a slightly different yellow. And I'm like, that's not happening. It has to be this yellow. That's another week. But things going wrong. I mean, it happens the whole time, like the whole time. But there's nothing like huge that's happened. I'm like, I want to jump off the cliff. Yet. Like I take things very personal because I love winning, as I said. Like I get really annoyed when I'm not on top of a thing. And then just like these delays really eat me up because like this month we've done a good revenue, but it could have been double that if we had the other flavor in, but we haven't. But then I'm like, sick, well, next month we'll make it double. So it's taking the small wins and making it into like, all right, sweet, I'm going to make sure.
So is there one big learning, okay? So like one thing that if you knew it 12 months ago, you'd be like, I want to know this going into starting this business.
I'll just be like, just stop micro-analyzing the wrongs. That's like, also what's so stupid is that the wrongs make people so much more in love with the brand.
Yeah.
Like when we talk about the wrongs, people are like, keep going, fucking back, dude, we love this. My Protein, there's always rights. They're owned by a fucking huge company and there's never any wrongs. This is not life. Realistically speaking, there's wrongs happening the whole time. And fucking face mask on. So it's one of those things where like just take it as it is and crack on and don't take it personally, which is the main thing. Which is probably not the answer you hope for, but it's
it's it's fair. But I mean, like,
cheers, guys.
Cheers. Out of interest, okay? So like huge part of you guys building the brand to date has been you putting yourself front and center, which is something that you're not used to. Millie has been very used to.
Yeah.
Has it been a big learning curve kind of figuring out how to put yourself in front of the camera and
like,
build a brand in public?
Very, very like from a humanistic like perspective, males aren't used to doing that. Like we're not. We're used to being like, the male figure. Things always go right. It's what we do as a sort of male, say male again, Henry. As like a bloke, right? You just don't put yourself any sort of you don't have any sensitivity. You become numb to stuff and you're that figure that's sort of the driving force. And it's been quite tough for me to like open up as like a vulnerable, like there's times where vulnerability is a huge part of who I am. Like I'm quite a sensitive bloke, but I also I don't show it. Like my girlfriend Ellen would love me to show it more and I'm like, oh, you'll be right. But like it's been a really good curve for me to be like, that's actually fine to talk about the shit. And it's good to talk about the good, the bad, because that's what makes humans human and everyone has good and bad moments. And if you then avoid that, then what makes humans who we are, right? So I think, it's opened up a little pathway in my brain, being like, it's all good to talk about shit. And we had it being very black and white. I've not told anyone this. We had a fucking huge argument last Tuesday, like huge argument.
You and Millie.
Huge, tears. I cried, she cried. It was mental. Like she's been away and there's been a lot of issues with like the level of investment that I'm struggling with from her side. And we just spoke about it. I was like, look, I need more from you. And you're not getting that. And it's draining. I'm having to think creatively. I'm doing the socials, everything. Like I'm literally doing 95%. And I'm like, it's not what we agreed and it's not fair. And I'm really upset that you put that on me, if I'm honest, as like a friend of yours and also a business partner. And we just hashed out for an hour and a half and it was fucking beautiful. And after that, and now the last 10 days has been like fucking perfection. Like we are bouncing each other like better than ever. And I'm like kind of scared for what's about to happen. I'm like, this is going to fucking go like this even more. Because it's like, we have ruts and we have fights and just like every co-founder has. I'm not sure if you were a co-founder, but like you fucking go at each other. And as bloke to bloke, easy.
They cry all of the time.
But it's easy, like because blokes speak rational. You go linear. You at each other. You don't have to think about emotional connections and all the other things. But with girls, and that's what makes girls far more intelligent than men are in the emotional side of things. We're not capable of going more or sort of deeper from an emotional perspective as they are, because that's what blokes just don't do. So when me and Millie have arguments, it's really difficult for me to comprehend what she's feeling and asking of me and vice versa. Time. So the level of the complexity of arguments is deeper and it's really hard to sort of come to an ending. But we sort of did on Tuesday. Excuse the pun, but that's horrible.
A big rule for a co-founder: don't start a business with someone that's the exact same as you, because you're not going to actually question each other. Yeah. You need to start a business with someone that's going to have a different opinion to you. And even though you want to agree on a lot of things, you want to be able to fight each other on a lot of things as well, or at least debate each other on a lot of things. Also, don't start a business with someone you don't want to have a pint with. Yeah. Because if you can't sit down with someone and actually hash things out and get on with each other, you're totally fucked. Yeah. Because it just means like inevitably you're going to end up having a fight. Yeah. And you're not going to resolve it. Yeah. So you don't necessarily need to be best friends. But
that's actually the smartest thing I've ever heard.
Isn't it? Like,
now I've had a load of pints, so.
It's funny you say that, because that was the final thing I said with Millie. Yeah. And I was like, look, if this all was to go to shit, like let's say tomorrow it failed, I will still be really good mates with you. Yeah. And that's the key thing. I was like, we get on so fucking well, like really well. And I was like, business partners or Sult aside, if we can go for a pint and chat, that's all I care about, because there's more to life than a business, a brand. Yeah, cheers out.
Henry, thanks for coming in, mate. Thank you. Cheers, buddy.
He turned Jack Pierce down at